Welcome to Stirling Bites, where we go on a quest to find the best takeaway in Stirling, and for this third episode, we're checking out the vegan restaurant Nooch. Nooch is a very unique establishment in Stirling because it's very recent. It only opened 2 years ago in December of 2022, and yet it still garnered quite a bit of attention and quite quickly established itself as really the go-to option for vegan cuisine here in Stirling. So after a quick internet research, I found out some background info on the owners of the establishment, James Leask and his partner Chloe, who developed a passion for vegan foods and wanted to bring this to their local community through the business that would soon become Nooch. So on their website, they describe Nooch as a place where anybody and everybody can gather together to enjoy wholesome seasonal food in an inclusive and relaxing space. And honestly, just from their social media look alone, the aesthetic of their website, you definitely get that very cozy feel coming off the Nooch brand. Their Instagram page has gained quite a bit of traction, and they regularly upload pictures of some of the food items they offer each day, so you can have a look yourself at the mouth-watering appeal of those pictures. Quite frankly, I've had a look just before filming this, and it looks really good, so I'm quite excited for this review. They now offer takeaway services, but there's also a sit-in option at the restaurant itself. They're open 5 days a week, and on screen are their opening hours. Now, regarding the menu itself, as I said previously, Nooch is 100% vegan, and it is seasonal, so the menu will vary depending on the time of the year. But to name a few items that they might offer, there's the mac and cheese, the homemade gnocchis, different types of sandwiches and burgers, as well as cakes and desserts. And finally, in terms of stats, they've got some excellent numbers here. So we have 5 stars on TripAdvisor and 4.9 stars on Google reviews. So now let's see if these numbers actually hold up. Let's order. So we've just arrived to Nooch, and we're gonna go inside and have a look at their takeaway menu. Hiya there. What do you suggest? What are the most popular items?
How hungry are you?
I'm quite hungry.
So, I mean, I have a thing for the mushroom burger. It's definitely my favorite.
Okay, I've heard it's really
And
good.
It's like my favorite thing on the menu. And
Okay.
then the patatas bravas, it's like, imagine this spicy tomato sauce, and then there's like this garlic sauce on top.
Okay.
But it's very good.
I'll take your suggestions. I'll take the patatas bravas. I'll take the burger with the mushroom.
Yeah.
And in terms of pudding, so you have carrot cake.
Carrot cake,
Cookies.
chocolate biscuit cheesecake, and we have ice creams.
The cheesecake is intriguing. I'm gonna take the chocolate
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Okay. You might have to wait just like a bit more.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
If you want, you can grab a seat or...
Do you mind if I actually have because it's looking very nice, if I take some pictures and film around?
Sure.
Because
I think I've seen your account.
for Stirling Food Reviews.
Yeah.
We've got a follower here. We're back at the table with the food here, which took longer than expected to arrive. I was told their takeaways are generally ready in 20 minutes, but my order took around 40 minutes to arrive, which is a really long time. Now, having said that, I think it's important to note that Nooch, like I stated in the introduction, isn't like a typical takeaway place. It is first and foremost a dining restaurant, and a small one as well. So I believe there were only 2 people working in the kitchen when I got there. I also arrived at peak hours, so all of that is to take into consideration. But the most important is that the food is now here, so let's unpack it. And here's the food unpacked. As you can see, I ordered 3 different items for some total of £21.50. So in terms of the items that I selected here, I took a side dish, which is the patatas bravas with garlic aioli, which cost £6. I then took a main dish, which was the Korean fried mushroom burger in a brioche bun with kimchi slaw, which cost £9.50. And then finally, as a dessert, I took a chalky cheesecake, which is apparently a chocolate Biscoff cheesecake, which sounded really decadent. And I'm a big fan of cheesecake, so I'm really curious to test that one in particular here. So for some total of £21.50, My initial impression is that it's on the pricier side of things. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see if the quality really justifies that price. And I want to start here with the sides, because those patatas bravas are really making me curious here. We're gonna open it. Bit of condensation. Oh wow, the smell coming out of this is just heavenly. Let's have a nice closer view here of the patatas bravas. Wow. I mean, they're looking really, really good. Let's have a top view here. I mean, those potatoes are just looking divine. So let's dig in and have our first bite of the patatas bravas with garlic aioli from Nooch. We'll have a closer look at one of these potatoes, just covered in this beautiful sauce. Well, that's really good. Yeah. I mean, the potatoes are cooked to perfection. These are just really perfectly crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, which is how I love my potatoes. And it's really the sauce that makes everything here. I have to say, I'm not feeling the garlicky taste of the aioli, but apart from that, it's just beautiful. I'm really liking this patatas brava, so I'm gonna put it aside for now, so we can have some space for the main dish, of course. And this Korean mushroom burger is sounding really, really good. I mean, just have a look at that. The bun is nice and thick. The inside is looking, look at that, crispiness. Lots of different colors here. There's some radish I can see. Is there some... Oh, that's some pickled onions, I believe. I absolutely love pickled red onions. I mean, look at that pinky color that they have. It's just... Oh, it's just amazing. Look at the size of it. Pretty decently sized burger. And I mean, in terms of content, what it has inside, it's much better than what you're going to get from McDonald's. That's for sure. Right. Let's dig in with this burger. Wow. Oh man, that deep fried mushroom is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a bit of a shame that the food is a bit cold. I think that it would have definitely been better if those mushrooms were a bit warmer, but oh, in terms of taste, there's some sweetness, probably some soy sauce. I can't really tell. But yeah, I mean, in terms of what's inside, let's dissect the burger here. Look at that. Just so much going on in terms of flavor, and I think really well selected. I mean, there is this overall, definitely a Korean flavor coming out of this. And in the ingredients, everything just really works together. And those, look at those pickled, not mushrooms, onions. Gorgeous. Let's have another bite. Oh man. That's a really good burger, I have to say, folks. I mean, the bun is really good as well. I have such a hard time believing that that's a vegan burger, you know? Obviously, it tastes nothing, the inside, the mushrooms, tastes nothing like meat, but it's just so flavorsome. The sauce is one thing. I mean, the kimchi slaw is delicious, but with the deep fried mushrooms and the pickled onions, there is this really nice sweet and sour flavor going on. It's a big win for the mushroom burger, I have to say. I'm gonna keep it for later, as I believe a chalky cheesecake is waiting for me, and I don't want it to melt completely. So here we have, up. Looks like we have a bit of a disaster. Let's have a top view. Seems to have melted and fallen down on the side here. but the scent coming out of it is still really, really nice. Right, so I've transferred this chalky cheesecake to a proper plate so we can have a closer look without it falling apart. And that's sort of the problem with the waiting time, really. Because I waited 40 minutes for this to arrive, I mean, it's already quite melted all over, and in the box in particular, I mean, there was some sort of cream that you can notice inside, which has completely melted. So that's a bit of a shame, and I'll blame on the waiting time. I mean, the texture of that, especially the bottom, I love that base, the way it's looking very crunchy. Let's have our first taste at this chalky cheesecake from Nooch. Oh wow. Again, this just tastes absolutely amazing. Let's have a top view here. The chocolatey taste with the caramel. I haven't had a bite of the Biscoff here, which I'm not sure it really adds much to the cheesecake, because when you have a base that just tastes so good, I mean, that base is just amazing. There's just nothing negative to say about this dessert. It puts most cheesecakes to shame. The only two negative things I'll say about this is one, the portion, which is quite small. And especially, I mean, I don't like to compare, but if we look at the slice difference in terms of size with the chocolate cake I ordered at Café Aina last episode, you can definitely see that this is smaller. But in terms of quality, I mean, I'd say that it rivals that chocolate cake, and both of them are vegan, which again is a big win for vegan desserts in my opinion. So I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to finish this after the final rating. Right, folks, it's time for me to now rate this order from Nooch. As always, I'll be rating it against 3 different criteria, which are my overall enjoyment, the customer service, and the value for money. And I want to start with the value for money here, because this is where I had the most apprehensions, and I suppose I have the most issues with, because £21.50 is definitely on the pricier side of things, just for 3 items. But the thing is, I don't really have any counter argument against that price, because again, the most important thing in any restaurant order is to have quality over quantity, and Nooch definitely nails that. I would say the patatas bravas, they didn't blow me away the way that the mushroom burger and the chalky cheesecake did. I think that's mainly due to the fact that patatas bravas are naturally a very simple dish to make, and there's also the fact that the mushroom burger and the chalky cheesecake are both, you know, they both have that vegan twist to it. So I was more impressed with those items than I was with the side dish in this order. But overall, I don't have anything negative to say about the quality of the items. And the only issue that I have for the value for money is I would have preferred to have the portions to be a bit bigger. As you know by now, I'm quite a heavy eater. I like to have my belly really filled up here. But nonetheless, because of the flavorsome nature of the ingredients, because of the way that it was prepared, I'd have to give the value for money a thumbs up here. So I haven't talked much about the customer service so far, but as you could see from the ordering footage, the staff were really friendly, and I've had a really nice chat with them. They are the ones that suggested all the items that I ordered today. And just generally, I mean, we were talking about, you know, the waiting time being really long, 40 minutes. The fact that the staff members were so welcoming really made the waiting time go much quicker than it actually was, which again, big props for the staff members for being really accommodating and keeping up with my antics. And also the fact that the restaurant itself was really, really nice and cozy. I mean, earlier on in the video, I was talking about the brand image of Nooch having this very cozy vibe, and it's definitely confirmed from the restaurant itself. The sitting areas are really nice and beautifully decorated, so dining there, I'm sure, must also be quite a pleasant experience. So overall, for the customer service, despite the very long waiting time, because, and really thanks to the staff being so good at their job and the overall atmosphere of the place, I'd give it a thumbs up. And then finally, we have my overall enjoyment, which is usually the criteria that I start off with, but I'm ending with it here because I needed to preface the talk about the overall cost, which I found to be a bit pricey, with the discussion about the quality of each item. And again, you've seen it from the review. I'm really satisfied with the flavors that I've had today, and I think that the ingredients were of good quality. They were prepared clearly with a lot of love. In terms of my overall enjoyment, I think that I'd have to give it another clapping hands. So when it comes to my final rating out of 5, I would probably give it a 4.5 stars. You're paid for quality here, and it absolutely conquered me with the delicious nature of the dishes. So I highly suggest that you go and check out Nooch, whether or not you're a big fan of vegan cuisine or not. So there we go, folks. This was our 3rd Stirling food review. If you enjoyed, please make sure to share the video and let me know in the comments if you've eaten at Nooch before. What did you think of it? Also, let me know if you have any suggestions for which takeaway we should review next.